Okay, we are going live. Hello, hello, come on in, say hello. I want to welcome you. I need to write that down. Welcome, I can't type, it's day number 15, our final day of the FEM-Athon, yeah? And let me see if that actually typed right. Please say hello when you come on. Number 15. Hello, come in, grab yourself some tea, as we always do here. Welcome, come in. Yes. And we're going to get started on an important topic today, which is that of, it's very evocative, the Queen and the Butterfly. How to transform into your true feminine power. So grab yourself some tea, as I always have here in the Queen Bee mug, which I have often misquoted as the Queen Tea mug, because it kind of is the Queen Tea mug. So come in, say hello. We are live here today on the final day of the videos and live streams part of the FEM-Athon. So again, grab yourself some tea, say hello when you jump on in, and I will dive in about 30 seconds. So wonderful to have you here. And we are going to be talking about transformation today. Transformation and getting into your feminine power and energy. I'll just grab a drink and then we're going to dive in. Beautiful. I do have a little bit of a slow warning here, which sometimes means that the stream itself I can't see for a little bit. So what I might do is I'm going to dive in and then I will catch up with you as your chat catches up with me. So welcome to She TV, which is where this is being conducted. Whether you're watching this live or on a recording, you've jumped into the very final day of a 15-day FEM-Athon, which of course is a bit of a take on the concept of a marathon, but it's a FEM-Athon instead of a manathon, as I made a joke in the first few days. So the thing is, what we're doing here is we're really been going over the myths, mistakes, misconceptions around feminine power and energy that I think so many of us have had. So I've been here debunking them. So please go back. All of those videos are still up here under the playlist called FEM-Athon. So do a little binge watch and watch all of those. I'm here for you to help you to discern and to illustrate these important topics that you need to know. Yeah. So today, I just want to speak a bit more about transformation and what that means in the line of your feminine emergence, what that means in terms of your enrichment in your feminine power and your embodiment of your feminine energy. Now, I call myself a transformational coach. Yeah, there's lots of reasons for that, but the word transformation is probably at the very core and center of what I do, how I see things, and how I work with my private clients, and how I've built any programs that I have built. Transformation itself is about moving a thing from one state into another state. So what that is about, it's an evolution of itself. And in fact, when you have someone, a coach or mentor helping you, it speeds up that transformation, okay? So we all know the story of the caterpillar and its evolution into the butterfly, but let's just think about that in terms of transformation right now, because it's really a perfect, not just metaphor, but it's really very evocative of what happens when we start to step into our feminine power. So we have the caterpillar who's out there in the world, who's happily chewing through leaves and doing its thing and walking through the world, being a grub, being a caterpillar, looking down, just doing what it does on a day-to-day basis, getting fatter and fatter, and procreating and doing whatever it does at that level of its existence, right? Very at the ground roots level, and this is a metaphor, I don't have anything against caterpillars, don't take this the wrong way, I love caterpillars, that's another story. All right, and then the thing is, what happens at some stage, the caterpillar just gets this signal inside that it needs to do something else. and it climbs up into a tree and up into branches of a tree, and then it just starts weaving a chrysalis, right? And it weaves the chrysalis around itself. It creates a space to weave this chrysalis. It makes it very tight, completely sealed from the outside world. And then what happens is this metamorphosis. It's the very direct word that happens for a caterpillar inside of a chrysalis. It metamorphoses into something completely different. And then lo and behold, at some stage, there is a formation of a new being that is a completely different thing than it was before. It breaks out of its chrysalis, it crawls out, it slowly lets its wings spread and dry, and then it flies away into its new state. Now, from the perspective of the caterpillar, that thing that's flying above them, they don't even relate to that. They don't even think that that could be them. They don't even look toward that. Now, as a human being, obviously we have faculties where we can do that and go, wow, I wonder what that would be like to be in your true feminine, for example, right? I wonder what that'd be like to be more embodied in that, to really know what it's like to be a queen, to stand up like sometimes that person. Like, this is why role models are so important to us, right? And yet a caterpillar didn't have that faculty. Now, we could also say that nature takes its course in that sequence from caterpillar to chrysalis to butterfly. But what's ended up happening so often for this course where we evolve naturally inside is that there've been all these interruptions to that. This, we could say as a woman, this natural process of evolving from like a baby into a little girl, into a young woman, and into a fully fledged woman, into a queen, right? Into this woman that just has gone through all these natural steps that she knows then how to be a queen because she's had this natural evolutionary process. But then what happens if we didn't have role models? What happens if we didn't have any sort of evidence of what it was like to be that queen, to be feminine and to be powerful in your feminine as an adult, because our mother wasn't like that, or we didn't have any other role models displaying that and showing us how to do that, embodying that in us on that route? And what happens when we as women entered the workforce in the 50s and 60s of the 20th century? And we were shown the only way to succeed in that world was to be like everyone else that was already in that world. And that was men, because men were already well positioned in the corporate world, in industry, right? They were the doyens of industry at the time. And so we basically walked in, it's like, in order to compete here, you're going to have to man up, literally. You're going to have to become really masculine to prove to them that you're their equal, you're capable, you're intelligent, you have power, all those things. So that's another way that our natural evolution, if you like, was thwarted en route to a rising in our queen, in that process of natural development. Now, this is where we all need coaching and mentorship. I hire coaches all the time for all sorts of things. One-on-one coaching, but I also really love group work at times because you get the benefit of all of the knowledge and experience and the highs and the lows and the stumblings and failings and the successes of the other people in the group. So I've done both a lot. Now, what a good coach or mentor does for us is that they highlight blind spots that we either do or don't know that we have, and they end up bridging the gaps for us. So if we've got a blind spot, if we have a bridge out in our experience, so think of that process of natural evolution and suddenly the bridge is out. And how on earth do I get from this teenage, young teenage woman into this fully fledged, confident, embodied queen if the bridge is out? Yeah, for me, the bridge was totally out. I had no evidence there. I had no way to move from that state to that state because I had no role models, I had no arts and skills, I had no roadmap, right? So a good coach or mentor highlights these things, and then what happens is they kind of create the bridge for you, either through a training or through one-on-one work with you, right? And so that's what I've experienced, is my great coaches and mentors have done exactly that for me. And then what happens is like, suddenly I feel confident. Suddenly I'm bridging that gap myself. And suddenly what was a blind spot is suddenly well illuminated. And I feel confident to be able to move freely across that bridge. Yeah. So what happened for me is, after 20 plus years of coaching and doing therapy with women, I found myself repeating with them the same things again and again. And what I realized was that there were 5 core feminine arts and skills that are the foundations of what we need to know, to embody, and then to apply as women into our lives in order to regain our feminine power. Now, working with me privately costs $1,000 a month US, right? And usually it's a 3 to a 12-month 12-month commitment, right? And sometimes longer for some women because they choose to continue with me. And so that's basically a $3,000 to $12,000 investment. And look, most of the women that I work with are very smart, savvy, successful, and they can make that investment. But this is actually why I, a couple of years ago, decided to turn those things that I kept repeating again and again to my private clients, and these 5 core feminine arts that I discovered in myself, on my path, and in working with them, into a program I called the Powerfully Feminine Intensive. Now, I created this because I wanted to actually make the knowledge, the arts and skills, and the support around it available at a really, really affordable and accessible level to anybody, anywhere in the world. Okay, to learn this stuff, to work with me and with a community around how to do that and how to embody it. Plus, the other aspect of creating that is I created a sisterhood with it, which is a private Facebook community, which, just like I've experienced when I've done group coaching, suddenly I have the support of all these other people that are on the path with me, that are reflecting me and giving great ideas and input and support, so that we can all rise up and we can all be more and more successful. And that was another benefit of making this a group course, a group program. So beautiful. I just want to check in with you and see where people are. I am getting some people. Hello, Rochelle. Hello, Asenseo. Thank you. Wonderful. Great, great, great. So you're getting my metaphor here. You're getting what I'm talking about here, which is our topic today, which is so beautiful. The Queen and the Butterfly. How to transform into your true feminine power. So back to our caterpillar, if you like. So the thing is, in our metaphor here, if you've been watching my work at all here on She TV for a while, the caterpillar is really, in the metaphor here, it's the unenlightened, it's the lower mode, it's the, it's the grub walking around in the world unaware that inside of itself, now listen to me on that fact, inside of themselves is this seed, are these seeds for the butterfly that it may not be aware of at all. It may have a little clue into at this point, but it's there inside them, and it just may need a little bit of support or bridging, as I spoke about before, in order to help them get from the caterpillar to this metamorphosed state inside of itself of this butterfly. And that would be a movement from the false feminine, or the maid here, into the queen, okay? Now, that is something that, as I said, is inside you. But with all of those things that I spoke of before that can thwart you, that can make it harder for you to do the natural evolution. And who wants to wait the pace of a caterpillar or a grub? I know I don't. I like to move pretty quickly. I learn pretty fast, and I like to evolve. My whole life is about transformation. It's been like that since I was 13 years old. Since the day my father died, I was up for this transformation thing. I was into it. So the transformation's more than self-development, by the way. Transformation is about alchemy. It's about taking raw materials, like the raw materials of who you are, who your consciousness is, what's inside you. And we can think of raw materials like coal, right? Coal, think of coal, it's just coal. But coal's amazing stuff. You can burn it, you can cook it, you can turn it into oil, you can use it for all sorts of things. But under the pressure and the guidance and the process of alchemy, of transformation, okay, what does coal become? It becomes a diamond. And that's another way we can view our stepping up into the true feminine, is that we go from some sort of raw material that's sort of opaque and dark and earthy, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that inside of it is this potential to be the diamond, right? And I'm pretty sure that that's what you're wanting to experience of yourself. You're wanting to embody in yourself and have others see in you, okay? And we're not talking about applying the feminine arts into relationships right now. We're talking about you experiencing yourself as this queen, as this transformed version of yourself. So transformation does mean change, but it means changing toward the seed. We could say that that little nut that gets buried into the ground in a walnut, you take a walnut and you bury it in the ground and it starts to sprout roots, and then it starts to sprout a tree. And inside, inherent in that walnut, is a walnut tree, right? That's change, but it's evolution. It's supposed to become that. It can become that. And so if you are the kind of person that is into transformation like I am, if this is what you want, if you want help and guidance, support, mentorship, in order to do that, then I want to offer you something. I am now proudly announcing that I am opening the Powerfully Feminine Intensive course and training to you right now here. Yep. I'm going to put links underneath here. I haven't got them on me right now, but I'll put them in the description box where you can just enroll straight away. It's super affordable. It won't be the price I've put it right now because it's a lot of work to do these things. I've made it very affordable, but I am going to increase the prices soon. Okay, so I want you to know that. So this is an opportunity. If you've been on the fence for a while, if you've known about this, then consider it now. So there are 3 ways that you can enroll. Okay, and I should have put this down here. There's 3 ways you can enroll right here, right now, today. 1, I'm going to give you the link, and I should have prepped this better. Forgive me. There's 1, you can get yourself enrolled with this link. And I'm going to give it to you right now. I'm going to find it. We're going to slow it down just for a second. And I'm going to tell you there's all these bonuses that are going to come with this. Yep. So we can do it this way. Okay, I'm going to give you that first way. You can get yourself enrolled now. It's only open for another few days, and I want you to be able to get enrolled. We've got a few people here that have just enrolled recently. If you've had some experiences here, you can share it with them. So this is one way. You can just dive on in and get enrolled now. The other way, you can do this, and forgive me again, is you can jump on the masterclass that I am doing next Monday, okay? And let me just find that for you. I should have been better prepared. Anybody else have any questions? And I want you to start thinking of the questions whilst we're on here. Yep. And the reason why in that webinar I am talking to you about, let me just check that this is the right link. I want to make sure I'm giving you the correct link for the, oh, that's not the correct link. Okay. All right, I'll get that to you in a second. All right, and the reason why you want to jump on that masterclass next Monday, okay? And I may very well, if you're listening to this on a recording, I may continue to do them on the Mondays, okay? So if you enroll in the masterclass, the thing that you will get is, by enrolling today, you're going to get other emails sent to you with other snippets of information about your feminine power and energy that I don't share anywhere else, okay? I do not share them anywhere else. So I want you to consider that piece. And the third way, if you've been on the fence for whatever reason and you want to, but you would like to talk to somebody, I'm going to give you a way.
But what I'm actually hearing you say is suppress your power.
I'm going to give you a way to contact us and ask a question. So here we are. Here's the second way. All right, we're just going nice and slow here today. It's fine. Wanting to speed up in terms of evolution doesn't necessarily mean speeding up in your actions in life, okay? It's a lot about slowing down and out breath when it comes to feminine power. Now, if you've been on the fence and you want to ask any questions to myself, or even jump on a call with me, then you can go to support@powerfullyfem.com. Okay? So there's 3 ways. You can dive on in, get yourself enrolled right now, and I'm going to tell you a bit more about what's involved. Okay, right now and here. Okay, so what I'm going to offer you right now is what I will also offer you on the masterclass, and this exact arrangement of bonuses will not be offered anywhere else. Okay, so the Powerfully Feminine Intensive is an online 90-day course. Okay, what comes with that are 5 modules. In each of the modules are 3 to 5 videos, audios, PDFs, as in written material, that are going to take you sequentially through the process. I basically take you by the hand and I'm going to teach you the 5 core feminine arts and skills that you're going to need to get into your feminine power and energy, to embody it, and then to apply it into your life, your love, and livelihood. Okay? It comes with a couple of bonuses today. Bonus number 1, the Facebook private group, which I call the Powerfully Feminine Sisterhood. Okay, I was talking about that before. This is a private group. You can't share anything inside and outside of the page. I have very strict guidelines of engagement inside of that group and operation. Okay, there's very sort of strict in terms of how to be with each other, how to treat each other, how to elevate each other, and how to support each other. Okay, so that's number 1 bonus. Okay, that bonus in and of itself is valued at $120 a month, which is it's about $1,300 a year value. Okay, the second bonus is monthly group coaching calls. Okay, in which you get to come onto a call. There's international numbers, so wherever you are in the world, you can either get on an internet portal or call in on a number. It's totally free to engage in the group coaching. And it's fantastic to hear other people's experience, to listen to their issues and problems, because it's another way for me to teach deeper and further material. Okay, that is valued at also $120 a month, which is about $1,300 a year value, that in and of itself. The other thing I'm going to bonus you today is what's called the Queen Rising Ritual. Okay, it's an additional video that it's about 55 minutes long, that takes you through the way to rise in your day, to get up in your day, to really get into your sensual, embodied feminine self. So I'm adding that in. That's valued at $197. Okay, and what else am I going to bonus you? All right. So the other thing I'm going to bonus you are 2 tickets to Powerfully Feminine Live. Now, in the past, that has been an in-person 2-day training. Now, because of our life at the moment, it's very likely to go online this year. And what I mean by 2 tickets is there's one for you, and I'm going to gift you a ticket for you to bring a friend along to that, totally free, totally gratis. Okay? There is nothing scheduled at the moment for that, as I'm just sort of working out what's happening around our shelter in place and COVID-19 this year. But please do, that's a bonus again, okay? So that's actually something I sell for $1,000 a ticket, so it's up to $2,000 worth of value, okay? So usually I would just be giving you 3 months support, as in the Facebook group and the coaching calls, for the duration of the training, which is 3 months, 90 days, okay? But what I'm going to bonus you is an extension of those for 12 months. So you're going to get full 12 months of support from me, from the sisterhood and coaching calls, and And yeah, the thing I really realized is this is a path, right? We may have spent, in this life at least, 10, 20, 30, 40 plus years of being very masculine, being in man mode, being in this orientation of ourselves that is, one, burning us out, getting us exhausted, and two, it's taking us away from our feminine power, and it's often making us very sick. I know that that was one of the big things for me. I was getting very, very unwell, and I burnt out by the time I was 40 years old, okay? And that was due to being in man mode and having no mentorship and guidance as to being feminine. Everything turned around. Everything started to turn around when I turned toward my feminine power. So that's what I want to offer you now. As I said, those 3 ways there are the 3 ways you can engage. You can just get yourself enrolled right now today, and all of those bonuses will be listed there. Just now, this particular formation of bonuses is there now. This price is there now, and it's only open for a few more days. Okay. If you just want to dive in more and get to know a bit more about this topic, if this is new to you, then jump on my free masterclass, where I talk about the 3 massive mistakes that are keeping women overwhelmed and exhausted and burning out. Okay. And the offer will be made again at the end of that. Or if you're on the fence and you really have some personal questions, just email me at support@powerfullyfem.com. Now, what I want to do for you right now is I want to see if you have any questions, and I'm going to answer some questions that have come through other formats around this that I would love to be able to answer for you whilst you are typing in any questions here. And again, if you're listening to this on a recording, pop the questions in the box below, the comments box. So someone asked me, how long does the program last? It's a 90-day program, and the support without bonuses is for 90 days. It's 90 days of group calls in the Facebook group. But as I said, I'm extending that with bonuses to 12 full months of support, okay? You do have lifetime access to the material. That's important for you to understand. And lifetime access to the membership site on which you attain this material, you get to this material, okay? And that's along with any improvements I make to the program over time. Beautiful. Someone asked, what if I can't make it to the next live event? As I said, no worries. We'll grandmother you into the next one. Don't worry about that. And as it's going to go online, there will be a recording of it too, okay? Someone else asked me, can I enroll later on? Yes, but I will be increasing the price of the program the next time you'll see it offered. This exact arrangement of bonuses will not be made again, okay? Another woman asked, can I start now and do it later? Yes, you'll have lifetime access to the content. Another woman asked, I'm super busy. How much time do I need to dedicate to the program? This is a good one. Yeah, I've designed the modules and the practices to seamlessly blend with your everyday life, work and relationships, family, commitments, etc. Really, you end up doing this at your own pace. I really want it to be self-paced. The opposite of what I wanted to do is create more anxiety around doing another thing. So this is about learning something that's going to really be enriching and juicy for you. Someone asked, how long is the support for? As I said, 12 months from the moment of enrollment. How long do I have to consider the offer? Another woman asked, only a few more days. Can I pay in installments? Yes. When you jump onto the cart page, you will see this. You have the option for 3 easy payments on that page. Okay, that's a really good question. Another woman asked me, can I take advantage of this offer at a later date? My answer to that is unlikely that this will be offered exactly with this formation of bonuses again, and any future offers will be at an increased investment value. So as I said, either down in the description box right below you here or in the chat thread, I've given you 2 ways to enroll in the program, and that you're also welcome to email us at support@powerfullyfem.com with your chosen enrollment type. We'll call you back and we'll get you enrolled from our end, or if you have any questions about enrollment, we're more than happy to jump on a call with you. Another woman just asked a very broad question: what else should I consider about this, or around considering enrollment in the Powerfully Feminine Intensive? What I would say to that is you need to realize that your Powerfully Feminine journey is truly a years long journey. For us to access and open to and master your goddess given feminine power, radiance, eroticism, divinity, and magic, it's going to take time to undo those things that have thwarted our evolution, as I spoke about in the beginning. Yep. The other factor to consider is that just being in the group with the sisters keeps you more connected to your femininity. I mean, literally, the Facebook group, the Powerfully Feminine Sisterhood, is designed just and only for women who are focusing on learning, embodying, and engaging their feminine power. That's what it's for. I don't allow conversations about things outside of the topic matter. So we get to dive in, just head first into the mud together. We get to engage in just that concept, which isn't spoken about altogether that much out there in the world, if you think about it, right? Okay. There's another question that came in from a woman. I just want to share this last one that came in. A woman did comment to me that she had a really bad experience with a sisterhood experience before. And I just want to say, I know, I've had that too. And the worst experience I had was in a group that was ostensibly about showing women how to arise in their feminine power together. It ended up being run by a woman who, although she called herself a queen, was a out of control princess. And it was a very bad experience, and I ejected from that space. So I'm very aware of that kind of thing, and I have quite stringent guidelines and rules of engagement inside of that group, and I watch it very, very, very carefully. We also learn within that group how to do what are called honest reveals, like a way to share our experiences that are quite vulnerable, and in a way that both gets us to really be in our feminine whilst we're sharing, even though we may be typing, right? And also to know that it's a very protected space in terms of it's very vulnerable when we turn to our feminine power, right? Yeah. So I want to make sure that that's really protected. I'm a bit of a mama bear in that respect. So if you have any questions, this is a great time to put them here on the thread. Any questions? Grabbing some tea. And I have been getting a pretty big lag here today. As I said, I am working really hard at improving my live streams so that I can do much more of them with you, which I'm excited about. I've actually got a device coming today to help with that. And look, we've gone for a bit of a time here today, so we might finish up here. Everything's here. All the links are in this thread. I'm going to put them in the description box below too. And I really encourage you, you may be thinking, and I want you to be thinking hard about this, but this is a great time. Is this a good time for you to be doing this? I'm offering this to you. We're still a lot of us are, at home or working from home or still working from home, because that's where the world is going to. Okay, it's going to become more and more about that, and it may be just an incredible time for you to focus on that in yourself. Become like the caterpillar that had this moment where it realized it had to start to climb the tree and build this cocoon around itself. And we could make that metaphor. That's you turning toward your feminine, a time that you needed to cocoon yourself, focus on this aspect of your life when there's time and space to do that, okay? And if you have questions, please engage me below in the comments. If you have any ahas about what I shared at the beginning, any ahas or questions, that's the place to put it. I answer every single question on my YouTube channel, always within a few days usually. And otherwise, I look forward to welcoming you into the Powerfully Feminine Sisterhood, into the training, into you embracing your feminine power and truly and finally standing up in your queen. It's truly my delight to be doing this, and I've loved and enjoyed doing this with you. The FEM-Athon, it's been a total delight. So get yourself enrolled now. If you're not ready for that, sign up for the masterclass. There's links above to do that. There's links below to do that. So much, much love from my heart to yours, and I will see you back here soon or on the inside of the training. Much love. Bye-bye for now.